Hello there and welcome once again to the Mayor's Magazine. I'm Mick Cornett, the Mayor of Oklahoma City, and this is our show for November 2011. In our first segment, we're going to visit with Jill Delosier. Welcome to the Mayor's Magazine.
Thanks for having me.
Jill's title is Marketing Director for Downtown OKC, and if you're thinking it can't possibly be time for the holidays again, you're wrong, it is. And Jill is the front person for what is going to be an extraordinary series of events that take place downtown. And it's always been good and it's always been special, but in just visiting with you for the last few minutes before we started taping, I can only start to get the feel this is going to be bigger and better than ever.
Yes, Downtown in December is a collection of holiday events. It's in its 9th year, and this year Devon Energy's helping to present the event, so we've been able to grow it, and we've added more events, and it's going to be bigger and better.
Let's start with the Myriad Gardens, because that's kind of the centerpiece right now of downtown. There's so much construction going on. It's kind of this green oasis.
Yes.
And if people have not been down and brought their kids, they really need to, and they will not be disappointed. But there's going to be some special Downtown in December events going on that won't be going on year-round, but will be going on here in the next few weeks.
That's correct. The Devon Ice Rink will be a permanent fixture there at
So that's
the gardens.
moved.
Right. It used to be at Bicentennial Park right here.
Right across from the Civic Center.
Correct. Yeah. And now it's permanent at the Myriad Gardens, and it will be just beautiful and decorated with lights, and we'll have music there every night. It's open every day of the week, and people can come out and ice skate with their families. And also at the gardens, we'll have OG&E Christmas lights that will be decorating the gardens themselves, and free Crystal Bridge admission on Sunday nights.
And I heard Sandridge is once again sponsoring the Christmas tree.
Yes, it also moved this year. It's back in Bricktown, so it'll be the Sandridge Christmas tree there right by the water taxi stand in Bricktown. It's 30 feet tall, and it's beautiful. Everyone likes the tree. So we'll be having the lighting ceremony the day after Thanksgiving at 5:15 with a little festival afterward with live band and snacks and crafts for the kids.
In years past, we've been able to go snow tubing down at the Brick. Is that back again?
That's back again. That's one of the more popular events,
Yeah,
Chesapeake snow tubing.
People talk to me about that seemingly every day of the year.
Yes, it's quite an ordeal building all the tubing apparatus, but yeah, we'll have a big slope there and a kids slope inside the Red Hawks field at Bricktown, and it's $10 to get in and family friendly, of course.
And the museums are participating with some help of corporate sponsors.
Oklahoma City Community Foundation pays for 4 of the downtown museums to be open on Sunday afternoons from 1 to 6 during Downtown in December. And participating this year are the Oklahoma City Museum of Art, the Banjo Museum, the Gaylord Pickens Heritage Museum, and the Oklahoma City National Memorial Museum.
Yeah. Going back to the Chesapeake snow tubing for just a moment, how many people go through that thing in a given year? Because it seems like everybody I talk to has been down it.
Yeah, it's hundreds of thousands, literally. We try to keep track of it through all the ticket sales, but the parents come and they're not tubing, they just bring the kids, and so we know that it's even more than that actually go to the event.
We also have ice hockey taking place inside the Cox Convention Center.
Yes, Barons are back, and they have a special game on December the 9th, and they'll have singing with Santa during the game and doing some holiday promotions through that.
All right. What's new this year that maybe has not been around before?
Saturdays with Santa at Myriad Gardens is a new event, and it's presented by Devon as well.
And so Santa will be, is that outside?
It's outside in the pavilion, so it's
Right.
covered, but it'll still be kind of able to enjoy the crisp weather. We're hoping that it's perfect.
Yeah.
And Santa will be there, so people can bring their kids and take pictures with Santa for free. And we'll also have...
Free of charge, huh?
Free.
He gets pictures of Santa.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and they're beautiful quality, and we'll also have crafts and games and snacks for the kids there, and a sleigh where people can take their own pictures.
Well, it's nice that Santa could come every Saturday.
Yes.
I mean, Oklahoma City's got tremendous demands on his
Flies
time.
in, flies right back out after the event.
What else?
Just tons of holiday activities. Everything is family friendly. Almost everything's free. Another big change that we've made this year is One Main Financial sponsoring Bricktown Canal lights. So on the upper canal portion, you'll see a much improved from last year. Tightly wrapped lights and vivid colors, and they're having a lighting ceremony for that on Saturday the 19th before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So Philharmonic will be there to play, and we'll have popcorn from Harkins Bricktown. Should be really fun.
And is there a website where people can go and get more information on all of these activities?
Of course. DowntownInDecember.com has all the details and all the event listings, times, prices if applicable.
DowntownInDecember.com.
Yes, sir.
Are there events where people should buy tickets in advance, or is it pretty much you can come down and enjoy all these things?
Most of them you can buy tickets at the door, but snow tubing, because the sessions are limited, they're 90 minutes, you can buy those tickets online ahead of time. But for the ice rink and the OK Cityscape Lego exhibit on 10th and Broadway, you can buy those tickets at the door.
And if you're going snow tubing, is it just for young people or old people like me allowed to go down?
Anybody who's brave enough to try it is welcome. There's no age restrictions.
All right. Well, maybe this will be the year. Snow tubing at the Brick, ice skating in the Myriad Gardens. Downtown in December is going to be bigger and better than ever. And we're not actually waiting until December to get it started this year.
It's
so
early.
Here in the last half of November, you're going to be seeing events, and you can go to the website downtowninDecember.com and get more information. Jill DeLozier, the marketing director for Downtown OKC, thanks for coming on the Mayor's Magazine.
Thank you so much.
And we'll have more after this.
It's your city. Own it with an OK City card. More than 160 partners bring you a year of savings on arts and entertainment, attractions, museums, restaurants, shopping, sports, and more. In OKC and beyond, just $60 for a full year of savings. Buy online at okcitycard.com or call Allied Arts, and the city is yours.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. We have another holiday event to talk about. It's the 7th annual Devon Energy Holiday River Parade, and Mike McAuliffe runs that event annually. Mike, thanks for all that work.
Mayor, thanks for having us on.
Well, it's a wonderful event. I'm glad we have some pictures of previous events, because if you've never been to one of these river parades, they're just beautiful. And beyond just going to watch it this year, I'd like to inspire you. If you've at all got a creative bent and a boat, or have access to one, they need to get out and enter the competition.
I tell you, Mayor, we've been doing this. This will be our 7th year, and the people that do participate in the parade itself have a great time out on the river. They've got one of the best views for a 20-minute fireworks show, and we always need entries, and it doesn't cost anything to enter, and we'll have 20 to 30,000 people down there. So if you're with a company or a nonprofit organization, it's great exposure for your company. I know Salvation Army is going to have their brass band and a big kettle on one of the boats, so that's just kind of one of the ideas. So.
And a great opportunity to get kids involved in something constructive. I mean, most people that I know that work on this bring kids into it and do it as a project.
Right, and we have a lot of families that enter boats, and we also provide a place on the fairgrounds, the Centennial Building, the week before. So you can bring your boat there and work on it, and it's secured, and it's warm, and people just have a lot of fun decorating their boats.
Well, you've raised a lot of money for the Oklahoma River Foundation Fund, too, through the years. I mean, a lot of money.
Right. We started this, Ron Norick helps me raise the money for this event. We started in 2004, and we skipped 1 year of the parade because of all the construction on the shoreline. But after 6 parades, we have over $600,000 in the River Foundation Fund. And eventually we'll take that money and do improvements along the river with that money. So.
And the Devon cruisers are already decorated, I guess, or will be shortly.
They will be shortly, right. That's one of the things we do at the River Parade is we decorate the cruisers up. They're a big part of the parade, and so you'll get to see those guys coming down the river.
Yeah, and I know the money comes from sponsors, but is there a charge to attend this event? Because you had 30,000 people out there.
The one great thing about this event, as a lot of the other events that go on downtown, Mayor, it's free. It's a free family event, free parking, free admission, and free entertainment. So we're kind of proud of that, and at the end of the day, thanks to our sponsors, and if I could just mention them, because we couldn't do it without them. But our major sponsors are Devon, Bank First, Chesapeake Energy, the Chickasaw Nation, City of Oklahoma City, and the Oklahoma City Riverfront Development Authority. We could not do it without our major sponsors.
Right. And every year, I guess there's some sort of judging that develops best boat in different categories, and you bring them into the mayor's office, and we issue our awards.
And a new twist this year is we're actually going to do cash awards too.
Oh, really?
We think that will help inspire some people to decorate their boats, because they do spend a lot of money.
Yeah,
I've
seen some of these boats. There's a lot of time and money that goes into it.
They do. So we have up to $5,000 in cash prizes this year to add to it. And we also, every year, Mayor, we have a Grand Marshal, and we are honored this year to have Ray Ackerman, who's been a longtime supporter of the river as our Grand Marshal this year. So we're excited to have Admiral Ackerman as our Grand Marshal this year.
It will be good to see him. And if someone wants to go but doesn't exactly know where to go, because the river is a big place, where do they go?
Well, first of all, they can go to our website.
Oh, I'm glad you pointed that out.
OKCparade.com, www.okcparade.com, pretty easy to remember. And then the two main viewing areas are Wiley Post Park and then the Boathouse District, Regatta Park. And we encourage people to go a little early because we always get a large crowd, and we don't think this year will be any different. So just plan on being there a little early because we start right at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So they may want to start a little early to get to either of those locations.
Okay, and Wiley Post Park is on, I guess, Robinson.
Robinson,
right over the
17th.
river. So if you're coming from the north side, go right over the river, the bridge. So it's just on the south side of the river at Robinson.
Either shoreline at Wiley Post Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
On east or west of Robinson, I guess.
Right.
All right. A wonderful park that we put. And where's the other viewing area? The
Boathouse District.
Okay,
where the new Devon Boathouse is. Of course, we'll be using the tower this year for the first time. Our judges will be in the finish line tower, the Chesapeake finish line tower. So, you know, I think it's important for people to know that there's rowing has been a great addition to our community. But there's a number of other events, Mayor, that take advantage of that river, and it's all thanks to MAPS and MAPS 1.
It's fantastic, and there'll be some investment with MAPS 3 coming too, permanent grandstands and permanent lighting, and this is a chance to see everything that we've got going on down on the river. And I know a lot of people are excited about the river. If you've lived in Oklahoma City, as Mike and I have for many years, decades, you remember when it wasn't much of a river. I mean, it was a ditch with a trickle of water at the bottom.
We keep talking about back when I was in City Hall, there was a line item to mow the river, you know, and people think we joke about it, but that's a true story. But we do hope everyone comes out Friday after Thanksgiving. It's a good time to get out with the family. It's a good free family holiday event. And Mayor, we couldn't do it without the city staff and a number of the departments we count on from the City of Oklahoma City.
Well, we're indebted to you for your organizational efforts and also the many sponsors. So, Mike, thanks again, and I know it's going to be a big success.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Mike McAuliffe, in Oklahoma City Events and Entertainment, talking about the 7th Annual Devon Energy Holiday River Parade, which is on November 25th at the Oklahoma River. More of the Mayor's Magazine after this.
Did you know 1/3 of an average landfill is made up of packaging material? Why be part of the problem? Recycling is as easy as rinsing and throwing. No need to sort. Set out the little blue bin on your regular trash day. Now it even pays to recycle. Each week, one lucky Oklahoma City resident will win $100 just for setting out their little blue bin full of the proper recyclable materials. Be part of the solution. Start recycling today.
Oklahoma City homeowners wanting to save money on their electric and gas bills by making their home more energy efficient can apply for a green home loan offered through the City of Oklahoma City. The loans are offered to Oklahoma City residents whose household income is $100,000 or less. Residents have up to 36 months to pay back their loan, which can be up to $10,000. Some of the energy-efficient upgrades that can be made with a loan include installation of energy-efficient windows or exterior doors, adding insulation to the attic and walls, or replacing inefficient window units with central heat and air. For more information about the loans, call the Community Action Agency at 232-0199.
And welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. Shannon Cox is here with me in this segment. She worked for the City of Oklahoma City and is going to talk to us about Project 180. You know, I think a lot of people, especially those that don't come downtown very often, are thinking about all these great holiday events that are coming in downtown.
Right.
And they know there's construction, and they already have some anxiety about parking. And I have this image of Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, where he's just completely exasperated. And I think a lot of people are sitting out there on the edges of our city with that same look on their face.
Could be.
So your goal in this segment is to somehow alleviate that concern and encourage people to come down and assure them, we're going to figure out a way to move them around and get them parked, and it's really not going to be as much of a problem as they might expect.
Right, we sure will. You know, we do a traffic map every week that updates the closures or some of the traffic patterns that we have going on, and we include the weekend events because we know we have a lot going on downtown. So you can look on our website, which is OKC.GOV/Project 180, and there's a map and some information there as to what's going on with the roadways. And then of course they can click on a link there and see what's going on with parking as well, because that's going to be a major concern.
OKC.GOV/Project 180.
Correct.
Sounds easy to me. All right, let's talk about Project 180, because you know, a lot of people have heard the term and don't know exactly what it means, but in general, and I'm speaking very general here because you and I could talk about the specifics for a long, long time, but what people need to know, I think, is we were able to use money from the bond issue and also from the construction of the skyscraper to both redesign Myriad Gardens Park and do a lot of street work in the inner city.
Correct.
And boy, have we set the bar higher in both ways. And so let's talk about the park first. Talk about the Myriad Gardens. And you, as a citizen of Oklahoma City who walks into the park, what do you get excited about when you see it there?
It's such an amazing transformation from what it was before. You know, you can stand on one side now and see all the way across to the other side, which is a major change from what it was before.
Because we used to have the burns up, and it was kind of hard, and it was kind of secluded, but you really couldn't see what was going on, and it kind of felt closed in.
Exactly, and now it's very open, and you can see all the way across. There's lots of areas where we hold multiple events. You can have something going on in the band shell where you're doing something else on another side of the park, like the skating rink that's going to be going on. So there can be multiple events going on throughout the gardens.
I think one of the great things about the park and its redesign is that there really are interesting items to view no matter what your age is. The kids are going to have an incredible time. They're going to see things they've never seen before.
Yes.
And some interactive, multi-million-dollar opportunities for them to interact with water and to run around in the play area. But there's things for adults to see and be interested too. So if you're looking for a place to just kind of walk and get outside and enjoy a nice day, the Myriad Gardens ought to be at the top of your list.
I would think so. It is definitely something to see.
And there's more to come. There's like a restaurant coming?
Yes, restaurant's coming. All kinds of things are going on in there, of course. Restaurant, skating rink, children's area, like you mentioned, they get to play in there, and obviously when it's warmer, go through the interactive water feature. And in downtown in December, there'll be free pictures with Santa. Yes. And so their website is available information there. So a lot going on this year, but getting back to Project 180 in a little more broad terms, where should people park, would you advise, if they're going to come down to the park itself and see the park? There is parking all along the Myriad Gardens. They can park on Hudson, Reno, and Robinson. So on-street parking? They can park on-street. Enforced 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, but they're probably okay outside of that without even plugging the meter? Correct. Okay. And if it's a weekday and parking's a little bit tighter? Parking is tighter weekdays. There are plenty of garages around. They can certainly find a lane. So it may cost you a little more, but yes. You and I assure them it's well worth the cost. Well worth the cost. Yeah, it's not all that much. Okay, now let's talk about Project 180 and the street construction. And I know we have some pictures that I hope people will get excited about, because we have for a long time allowed automobile traffic to just kind of dictate how we do streets, and that may be intuitive. But I think we've also learned through the years that, you know, streets are also for people that want to walk, and they're for cyclists that want to ride their bicycles. And so explain how we've tried to accommodate everybody in these new designs. Well, we're sure trying to do that. Like you mentioned, there's a particular space for each type of traffic that happens on the streets, and vehicular is just one of those modes of transportation. But then we're adding bike lanes that have a delineated color so that people can understand where they're supposed to ride their bikes. Then they have spaces, of course, where pedestrians should be. So it's all very specific and delineated so that they know where they're supposed to walk. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of landscaping, which is kind of what you referred to there, that just makes it a more interesting and pleasant walk. Right. There are lots of new landscaping. They added trees, all kinds of vegetation that when you go out, it's something interesting to look at. All right. Now, people get exasperated by detours and all that stuff. So I know you all spend a lot of time communicating the changes, and then, you know, actually when you're on the scene, trying to lead people in the right direction. So what should people do? What advice do you have? Definitely look at the map. That does help a lot. It shows OKC.GOV/Project 180. Yes. Okay. Yeah, the map is there. Shows where we're fully closed, which could obviously be very frustrating, and where some of the roads are just a half closure and they'll have to wiggle around through there. Yeah, so look for the little yellow indicator in the road which dictates that it's a two-way street. Right. Just stay on your half and follow the signs, because what I've observed is the signage is pretty good.
if you're paying attention, you can kind of navigate your way through all this. But I think the frustration is people that don't go downtown very often and already have a tough time figuring out where they're
Right.
going. But one of the other changes is it seems to me like there's fewer one-way streets now. And I think that should help people be able to navigate around.
That's true. Once we complete construction, we'll take one-ways to two-ways, and that will help a lot. There's a lot of times you'll see people turn the wrong way down the one-way and get really frustrated and turn around, and hopefully we alleviate that once we're done.
Citizens have been very patient so far. I've actually been encouraged by the lack of complaints by all the construction because there's just so much going on.
Right.
But at some point they want it to be done. So when is Project 180 going to be done?
When we're done.
When are you going to be done?
We're supposed to be done by January of 2014.
Okay, so just over a year from now. And you got a lot more streets still to go.
We do.
And each project takes several months to get to.
It sure does.
And in general, though, how many square blocks or however you're measuring it are going to be impacted by Project 180?
Well, we say 180 because it's 180 acres of downtown, and that's kind of our reference point for the project.
180 acres.
180 acres.
Yeah, and we're turning 180 degrees in the way we view our approach to moving people around downtown. Well, it's all very exciting, and I know people appreciate all the work that you and your coworkers are putting into it, even if they don't necessarily express that when they roll their window down and yell at somebody. but nonetheless, we're very grateful because we know what a great project this is, and I hope people will be inspired by the fact that, it'd be easy just to shut all these streets down and work on them. But to try and keep them open, keep streets open and work on them is an extra challenge. And we've done that over and over again. We built the airport by keeping the airport open. That was hard to do. But we try to keep things open, but it slows down the construction and it makes it a little more dangerous in some cases for the workers out there. So bear with us. It'll all be better very, very soon. And the target for completion is January of 2014. And the city's going to be a much better place for it. The Myriad Gardens is open for business, a lot of downtown and December events, so come down there and enjoy the other aspect of Project 180, which is the new designs and our streetscape programs. Thank you.
Thank you.
More on the Mayor's Magazine right after this.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yup.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
In Oklahoma, the sights and sounds of severe weather are all too familiar. Do you know what to do when you hear an outdoor warning siren?
I'm Frank Barnes, Oklahoma City Emergency Manager. In Oklahoma City, the sirens sound to warn you that weather conditions may produce a tornado.
That's your signal to take shelter and seek information about where severe weather could strike.
And remember, an all-clear signal does not sound. Always monitor the weather conditions until the threat has passed.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. In this segment, we're going to visit with Zach Nash, who works in our city's public information office. Zach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Mayor.
And you, amongst others, are responsible for the wonderful website we have, OKC.GOV.
Yes, sir.
And, as websites often do, we're going through a little bit of a transformation, kind of in the planning stages of what we want to do at the site next. So talk a little bit about the background. You're taking something that's already pretty good, but wanting to enhance it.
Well, definitely. We are redesigning our website. Oftentimes the city's website is the face of the city, and that's kind of more and more people where that's their first interaction with the city, especially when they need something. And so we are revamping OKC.gov and doing it in a way that's kind of innovative. We are asking the public what they think about our current site and really where they want to see it go.
Mm-hmm. What are the most frequent uses for our website? Why does a person go there?
That's an interesting question. It's jobs.
People looking for employment with the city?
Jobs, dogs, and paying your water bill.
Dogs? What do you mean by dogs?
Coming to find animals, to look at animals and adopt animals.
Because we have pictures from the welfare, the animal welfare department that are on there.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, the cat that my mother ended up with was actually on the city's website for a while. I don't know if it's like Cat of the Day or whatever it was.
Maybe we should get her to provide some input on how that process was.
Well, I can assure you she wasn't on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, I just happened to know the cat was on there. She didn't first see the cat, though. But I digress. Okay, so I'll tell you one reason I go to our city's website as a citizen of the city is like maybe my trash was supposed to be picked up on a holiday. And I'm thinking, well, now when are they coming? Because I know they aren't going to come on the day that I'm used to them. And so I can go to the city's website and look, and it'll tell me.
You know, we provide all that information. And right now we're kind of a service-oriented site. People need to know what department they have to go to find that information. And what we really want out of this redesign is go kind of move to a business-oriented site. So it really doesn't matter what department, you know, or specific area that information's in, but they can come and just search easy and find the information. And that's really important, kind of moving to that kind of new way of offering information.
So if I need information on the Parks Department, can I get it from this website?
Oh, definitely. Parks Department, Public Works, you know,
Water Department. What if I need to know something about my water?
Yeah. You can log on and get all you need to know, usage, tips on how to prevent, you know, leaks and stuff like that. But, you know, we are really saying, hey, you know, you pay your bill online. What about the payment process that frustrates you? And one of the things that we've gotten so far is, you know, the credit card information, they have to put it in each time. You know, their information, they have to re-input it.
What a pain.
Yeah, because, you know, people are so used to going to like Amazon and those websites that they do business and they save all that.
Yeah.
Well, there's some issues in the back end on the IT infrastructure when it's like saving that personal information, but we know that that's a little thing that people want to change.
Okay. And so if people have ideas or thoughts and they think government never listens to me, what can we do for them?
Well, we opened it up. You know, there's, you know, we've launched a survey, an 18-question survey. It takes about 5 minutes. We are asking people to email thoughts. Our Twitter account is twitter.com/cityofokc. It's been a really good use of kind of engaging citizens. Our city's Facebook page, write it right on our wall. Tell us what you think. Email, and even we're kind of asking the designers of Oklahoma City to say, how do you think this should be designed? What colors? What should the buttons be on the left or top, or however, you know, how do you think people should get around on their site? So we're really opening it up, and they can call us. We even got one fax. You know, somebody faxed us what they thought the website, their opinions of the website. So
do you get some ideas? Do you look at what other cities are doing with their website?
We have really went out and looked at ideas. We've asked our city employees, what are some other cities, you know, in the departments in other cities, how are they doing things online? And we've kind of, you know, asked our employees what they think that some of the cities that are doing it right. And we've looked out there, and there's some that are doing it really good, and we're doing that right now. But we just need to kind of pretty it up a little bit and reorganize some stuff.
How many people go to our website?
We average about 340,000 visits a month.
So that's over 10,000 visits a day.
Yeah. And just to put something in perspective, our city's Facebook page, facebook.com/cityofokc, during the last snowstorm, in 3 days, 120,000 people went to our Facebook page for winter weather information.
Wow.
And that just kind of shows, hey, maybe we should be putting some more information on our Facebook page and reaching out that way.
What you offered, people could call. Do you happen to know the phone number?
It is 297-2174. But all this information can be found at OKC.GOV/redesign. And they can have there's a link to our survey, some videos. We have a blog that people can follow, who we've been talking to, some of the input that other organizations have given. You know, and we really opened it up to say, you contact us how you want to, and tell us how you want to get news about the city.
All right. Well, I hope people will consider themselves challenged.
I hope so too.
In a good way, and challenged to help us redesign the city's website. It's already pretty good, but we know there's things we could do better, and we are a service-oriented organization, and we'd love to know how we can service you more efficiently. It's OKC.gov and then
/redesign.
/redesign. And Zach Nash and his co-workers in the Public Information Office will be able to help facilitate this process. And Zach, when do you think we're going to have this baby up and running in a brand new way?
Realistically, because we like to manage expectations, about probably within the year.
Way to manage expectations. I love that.
Yeah.
But it may take a year to get the whole thing done and online.
Indeed.
Well put. All right, Zach, thanks very much.
All right, thank you.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the Mayor's Magazine. It's November 2011, and we'll be back next month with another show.
I'm Lee Criswell with Street Maintenance. Help us while we repair your city streets. Please slow down and be alert in all work zones.